everyone, and thank you ever so much for stopping by the channel today, both mine and Anna's channel. This is my second share for September, and again I am using the very fun PhotoPlay Eurogem collection. I've got some mixed media paper here. I don't know what happened to my footage for this. I did just put that through a stencil with, sorry, no, I didn't put paper through a stencil. Put some light modelling paste through a stencil straight onto my background, and then I just pop this aside to dry. It is a little bit of a, it's a grid stencil, and I really love it. I was inspired by another layout that I had created using the same stencil, so I wanted to have a bit of a play with texture and colour again, so that's what I'm doing. I have cut this page down to 11.5 by 11.5. I knew I wanted to mount it on something. So I just figured I'd start with the smaller page. I am using Lindy's Stamp Gang Guten Tag Teal. This colour is absolutely beautiful. It has got like blue, green, there's some yellow. I've seen lots of different colours in this. It is so pretty. And I love how when you mix it with blues, it looks bluer, and depending on what else you mix it with, it kind of changes the colour as well. So you can see all I'm doing is sprinkling a bit of colour on, activating it with some water. I decided to use my paintbrush because I seem to get splatters everywhere if I spray the page directly, the powder. So I decided to do it this way. I'm just adding colour and water and working in little bits at a time and drying it off as I go. Decided that it was too much of one colour, so I pulled out, this is my Colour Artist inks. The colour that I'm using is marine. It's kind of a darkish, brightish blue, and I love this colour, and it looks beautiful with this Lindy Stamp Gang that I'm using. So you can see I just tested the colour right in the middle. There's a gap in the middle. I've only got the stencil in a 6x6, and I knew that I was going to use that place for my photo anyway. So I've just tested behind there, gone, yep, I love that colour, and then I've just added some more of that and let it tip the page and let it drip and mix in with the teal, and then I've heat set it. Decided I wanted to add some splatters. You saw that I started adding splatters, and what actually happened was my the colour in the background wasn't 100% dry, so I dried it again and then went back in with some more splatters in the teal. I'm going to do the same with the marine in the artist ink. And I think at this stage that I'm done with my background. Now, if you paid attention at the beginning of the video, you will see that my layout is completely the other way around. So I'll just let you watch to see how it evolves. I knew I wanted, as I said, to back this paper, and I had this one, which is the double-sided page, and I decided to go with this fun geometric print. I really love it. It's awesome. And I've got this photo of myself and my family. I think my favourite face in this photo is my oldest with his big gappy grin, and he's smiling, but he's pulling the most awkward face ever. It's hilarious. And why they both felt that they needed their goggles on before they could do anything is beyond me, but you know, bless their little hearts, that's how they felt. So I thought that I would use this cut apart that says "You are my sun, my moon, and all of my stars," but I just wasn't liking the way that it was fitting. You just saw there, I turned the page, and I was like, can I make this fit? Can I cut it apart? I was like, no, I don't really, I don't know. So I put that aside, and then I pulled out some other cut aparts. I didn't love the pink there, but I knew straight away, as soon as I opened my design team pack, I would be using this card for something. It says perfectly imperfect. I'm like, oh my gosh, that is my family. Absolutely my family. So I decided to cut that. It's not in half. It's about 2/3 and 1/3. And I'm going to lay that behind my photo. At this point, I was like, you saw me just do the hand gesture. I might do like a vertical design in the middle of this so that I'm not covering up too much of that, that background that I've worked on. So I'm just trimming down that card so that I've got some at the bottom, so that it's narrower than my photo. And I'm just gonna, I distress all the edges of all of my papers in this one. And I'm just gonna start layering. So from here I'm like, it's very white. There's lots of white on white on white here. That pattern on that card that I've cut apart has got all of the colors from the collection in it as well. So that is the beginning of tying it all together. I decided I was going to use some more of this. It's kind of a neutral. We'll go with kind of a neutral, yeah. But I love it. I love it. So I'm going to put a layer of that behind my photo and behind that 4x6 card that I've cut down. And I feel like I need something else. I really like the pop of pink there. So I decided to, instead of using the ephemera piece, I use this cut apart card. Stick that behind there. And then I'll cut that into pieces so that it looks like I've got a big piece that fits behind everything, when I don't. I've just got not even a full 3x4 card. I love layers. You can hide things. There we go. I'm like, yep, I like that. I like how it brings all the colours in. And then I'm like, what else can I add? Decided that I needed some more colour around my photo. It's a very blue-based photo. So I decided to add some more of this beautiful gemstone swirl pattern paper. You can't see a great deal of it, and I distress the edges as well. But I really do. I love it. It's so pretty. I'm not loving the pink on pink, but I will fix that in a minute. Try a doily. I'm like, no, covers up too much. Nope. No. So I'm going to stick these together. I'm trying to write the date now. The papers in this collection are not regular paper. They're not photo paper, but they're kind of shiny, fun. I really like them. They're different. So to break up that pink a bit, I decided I would use some tissue paper. This is just tissue paper from my stash. Just ruffling up the edges, making it less perfect. I'm going to start sticking my layers together. Need some cardboard to layer behind my photo to give a bit of dimension. I'm like, yep, that's great. That's just what I needed. It's enough of separation between the pinks as well. So I put a ton of tape on here and then decided I was going to do some stitching. Clever one, Mel, clever one. I'm going to stick all of my corner bits on. I decide here to gut this paper. So first the branding strip. If anyone's not sure how to do this, all I do is I line up the left hand side of my page with my 11-inch mark, and then where my blade is, I go to 1 inch from the top and 1 inch from the bottom to get a 1-inch border all the way around. I just showed you the stitching I've done. I've done stitching around that Perfectly Imperfect card and also all the way around that border. I've done some zigzag. It's a bit messy and fun. Oh, you get a bit of sound. And here is where I decide to add in this geometric print. This is chipmunks in fast forward for scrapbooking. I love it. Ooh. I don't know who I'm talking to. Could have been my children, could have been my husband. But there you go, you got chipmunks. So a friend of mine gave me this really wide tape. She hates it. I love it. I think it's great for sticking stuff down like this. I resorted to the double-sided tape because I just feel like that sticks a bit better than the ATG for this kind of thing. So I am just peeling that off. I'm going to stick that down. I'm really happy with how that looks. Still got chipmunks. I decided to tie the background in to the rest of the page, because the background's kind of standing alone at the moment, I would add some of the shimmer, Dilution Shimmer Spray in Bubblegum Pink. And I'll put that aside to dry. I'm going to work on my title. I've got this All Smiles chipboard. It's from the Mini Captions number 9 by Dusty Attic. I'm using some gold ink, and I'm going to use some gold glitter embossing powder. My goodness. Just going to heat set that. I do end up doing 2 coats on here, and you've got a little bit of a close up there. Sorry, that was really fast. Hide Swap Gold Colour Shine and a paintbrush. I'm just going to sprinkle away. You'll notice that I just tuck those bits under my layout so I don't get stuff on them. Who else is like me and does that? You're normally really careful, make sure that you cover it, and when you don't, you get stuff all over your face. So I'm going to start sticking here while my gold spray dries. That fit really nicely in there. I tried the doily again. Why I tried the doily again? But I did try the doily again. Made sure the splatters were dry, and then I felt like I just needed something at the top. So in the ephemera pack is this these 4 banners that say "Live." I thought they were really cute. I love the colours. I love the font. So I popped those up there while I stuck this down, just to make sure that yes, I put them there. I start to stick them, and then I'm like, everything else on my page is distressed. Quick, distress the edges. So off I go, sticking them down. Did think about running them through my sewing machine, but was quite happy with the way that they look. Obviously, that is something that you could do if you decided you wanted to do this page. Adding my date, and then I think the journaling, like, super simple for me. A fun family day at Adventure World, and that's my page. So this one came together much easier than my last one. If you saw my last one, it was just one of those pages. I'm sure we've all had them, but this one came together. Once I got an idea, it just all came together. It was so fun. I love all the colours in this collection. I love how the pinks and the blues work so well together. It is one of my favourite colour combinations. I do love it. So make sure you stop by the store if you're after any of these delicious goodies. And I will be back again very soon with another share. Thanks again for stopping by, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.